This is Adam. Today's video is about my advice to you for 2020. Quit the gym. You don't need it. Quit it. Stop. Stop. Cancel your membership that you thought you were going to get. You might be a day late, 2 days late. I'm 3 days late making this video because I was sick. But my advice to you, quit the gym. You don't need it. Now, if you're one of those people that you're already very big, muscular, you're a bodybuilder or amateur, or you're a power lifter, you're somebody who you've already designed yourself to lift big weights, then by all means keep doing it. But if you're somebody who's trying to get back into the gym, or if you're somebody who is just trying to get back in shape, if back is in the word, then you need to not go. For one thing, lifting weights is not really going to do you very good. If anything, you're going to just eventually injure yourself. You're going to have a hard time fighting against ego lifting because you're going to feel like a weakling there. You're gonna feel bad about your body because you're going to see people who've been there for a while. You might be inspired, but for the most part, you're gonna be wasting your time because you're going to find it. The gym is not just working out. The gym is getting to the gym. It's getting changed. It's having gym clothes. It's dealing with all of the parking, the smells, the everything there. It's not just lifting weights. So what I recommend: quit the gym for 2020. Quit the gym. Leave it behind for a good long time. Because you don't need it. You first need to just get in shape, and what that means is body weight exercise. All right. So if you can't do push-ups, pull-ups, one-legged squats, if you can't hold a handstand, and if you can't hang from a ceiling and do leg lifts, why do you need to lift weights in the gym? That's for very advanced people who already have strong connective tissue, tendons, ligaments, etc. Weights are just going to make your muscles much stronger than your connective tissue, and then you can, quite easily hurt yourself. Or you're just not going to know what you're doing, and you're going to end up causing a problem down the road. Like I have a friend at work who he can't lift his shoulder up, and that's because, it might be because of the way he was lifting, doing flies straight out for how many years, just wearing on the muscle that's underneath your deltoid that's kind of wrapped around, I think connected to your what is it called, rotator cuff. Sorry about that lapse in thought. It is the morning here. I'm still waking up. So do yourself a favor, quit the gym, spend that money you'd spend on the gym. By Convict Conditioning. That's the book I read last year in January, and in February I started the Convict Conditioning workouts. And I have to say, so this is what I've noticed from almost a year of body weight, 11 months of body weight exercises, compared to lifting weights. Now, if I had, for one thing, I was consistent. I didn't miss a workout, not a single workout. Some workouts were delayed, but I didn't miss a workout at all for 11 months. The other thing is, I took my time. I took a month doing wall push-ups, right? Where you're up against the wall and you're doing your push-ups. I took a month doing that, building myself up to 3 sets of 50 of those, and I started from the very bottom and did my slow progressions, because I thought the ultimate goal with that is one-handed push-ups with your feet together. So I'm not there yet. I'm still doing diamond push-ups. I am doing the last leg exercise before the full range of motion pistol squat. Not there yet, but I'm almost there. I'm doing the kind of the mid-level ab stuff, which is just hanging and then raising your legs. But it took a while to get there. It was tough. My core was weak, but now my core feels pretty solid, pretty strong, um, all the way around. But he makes some very good points about how you don't, a lot of the ab stuff, you don't need to bend your back. All right, you don't need to bend your back to do ab stuff. Just lift your legs. And I'm still on level 1 of the shoulder exercise, which is just holding a handstand. And I'm still very low in the levels of doing the spinal exercises, doing bridge work to get the spinal erector muscles strengthened. And I'm doing pull-ups now. I can do just a few pull-ups, solid, full range of motion pull-ups. So it's taking me time, I don't care if it takes 5 years for me to get to the elite levels with each section. The point is, I haven't missed a workout. I've been consistently doing it. I feel a lot stronger, right? I feel like I'm building muscle in areas that needed it, that were neglected from weightlifting. So my forearms my forearms feel more filled out. My traps have grown. And my legs have really, especially my hamstrings, have really grown. And it's surprising that even my calves feel a lot harder, even though I wasn't doing any kind of calf raise. I was just doing a full range of motion squat, like full range of motion. You're all the way down in the squat. Because part of the reason for the full range of motion, and then also very gradually building yourself up, is you're strengthening not just your muscles but your connective tissue. So this I had first learned about the importance of that from one of the Coach Summers that Tim Ferriss interviewed in one of his podcast interviews. Coach Summers is a gymnast teacher, and he talks a great deal about Americans. Their big struggle is they're trying to get too much too quickly, trying to get big muscles too fast. And I've finally decided that big muscles were not a big deal to me. I don't care if I have big muscles or not. I just want to be strong, fit. I just don't want to get injured. Right? That's my goal in life right now. Is I want to be able to move my body around easily and not get injured. So I've noticed that things like my hands and my feet feel stronger. So like if I'm down on the ground playing with my kid, I'm not fatigued so easily. My hands and wrists are not fatigued so easily just having one arm, holding me up. Or like if I'm laying on my side propped with my pillow reading a book, like my whole shoulder mechanism, it's like this whole carriage, this whole upper part of me doesn't, it's like my traps are helping hold everything up. And I don't fatigue as easily as I used to. I don't feel like I get injured. Everything feels nice and fluid. I feel more athletic than I ever felt before, and I don't feel tight. I don't feel real tight anywhere. So that's some of the differences. I didn't injure myself once. I used to, when I weightlifted regularly, I always pulled something in my neck. And I should say my neck, I mean, you can't tell because of my beard, but my neck has filled out. Like it feels thicker when I grab the back of my neck, when I feel the front of my neck, the side. So my neck has grown too. And that's something that is really essential. Like you don't realize how important just having strength in this whole, above your shoulder region connected to your back and everything. You don't realize how important it is to have really a solid, solid muscle growth and development in that area. But not by, but a slow growth and development. Slow and steady, not just you quickly blow up into having big muscles there. Because I certainly feel a lot more solid. Now my goal this year is to really, last year I didn't really dial down my diet at all, so I still have a good layer of fat on me. But this year I'm going to try to, my goal is to, forget the gym, keep doing the workouts I'm doing, and dial in my diet so that I can, kind of see a little bit more of the development that I have. And but yeah, the what's underneath the fat feels a lot harder than it did when I was working out, lifting weights. Like I just feel denser. My body feels heavier. By feeling better control of my body, just with my movements, I feel in a lot better control. I'm a lot more physically confident than I was before because I can do because I'm much more balanced than I was in the past. So, and these are things that I've consistently done the convict conditioning for almost a full year, 11 months. And I can confidently tell you that it's been worth it. It's totally been worth it. It was worth it to read the book. It's well written. I don't care about the controversy. If was the guy really a convict? Was he really a gymnast writing a book? Doesn't matter. What matters is he knew what he's talking about. He knew his stuff. And strength is can be gotten just by body weight stuff. You can do it at home. Like the only pieces of equipment I have is one pull-up bar. So that's one pull-up bar that you can buy and put on your door frame. It's not going to be, in the end that is going to be cheaper than doing month after month of gym membership and then being suckered into having a personal trainer, that kind of thing. Because how many people, like, I had read before, just I'm not going to name names here, but I had read from certain self-help gurus that they would, to get to the gym, they would have their gym bag packed the night before so that when they woke up in the morning, their gym bag would be ready to go. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to go to the gym before work. Like, I get up, I'm tired, I got to take care of my family in the morning. They're not here this morning, so I could make this video, but most mornings I'm taking care of my daughter, I'm taking care of myself, getting ready for work, and we're just getting everything is just getting up. Usually I get up maybe half an hour before I have to leave for work. Just getting ready fast. I'm not going to the gym before work. I'm not one of those wake up at 4 o'clock guys that's going to do that, because I mean, you don't end up. I think most of us, you think you get 8 hours of sleep or 9 hours of sleep, but you're probably only getting 6 or 5 hours of sleep if you really counted all the times you wake up during the night, or are not fully asleep during the night. So sleep is very important to me. That's more important to me than getting up and going to the gym, especially when I know I can actually get in shape and feel in the best shape of my life from body weight workouts. Because your body is a heavy thing. It's a heavy object. You got to move your body around. I've seen people, older people in hospitals and stuff with terrible back problems, and I don't want to end up being that way. I want to be an old, strong guy. And I don't, when I was in the gym, I didn't see very many older people. And the older people I saw didn't look hardy. They didn't look healthy. They had some muscle, yes, but some of them still had very bad posture. Some of them they just looked in pain, and they didn't look like you hear about people complaining about joint pain, back pain, stuff like that, and I don't want to deal with that kind of pain the rest of my life. So I'm getting closer to 40. I don't, I want to just be fit, strong, and I don't care about having the presentation of a bodybuilder physique. I'd much rather have the physique of just a hardy, physically fit convict over the physique of some gym bro who's taking steroids. I don't care about that physique anymore. I did when I was a kid. When I was a skinny little kid, I wanted to be the big muscle guy. But now that I'm an adult and I've moved away from those thoughts and feelings, and I kind of don't care for that body anymore. Um, my my care is more towards just I want to be physically fit for functionality and to avoid injury. That's important. So do yourself a favor, quit the gym, read Convict Conditioning, so spend that money you'd save from going to the gym and signing up and getting suckered into that. Save that money, get yourself Convict Conditioning, start your, read it through it first, then start the program. Start from the very beginning, start from lightweight. Like if you haven't been in the gym in years, you don't need to be. You don't need to be. Also, I don't got time to go to the gym after work either. I have to come straight home, eat dinner, because I'm not going to eat dinner out. I'm not going to pack. I don't have time to meal prep and pack tons of food for myself. I don't have time to go to the gym. Most of us don't. If you're approaching middle age, or if you're already middle age, or if you're just young and you're just working all the time and you have a family, you don't have time for the gym. So that's why you hardly see those people in there. And if you have more than enough time for the gym, like if you're a young person, you're in college, and you have tons of time for the gym, go ahead, go knock yourself out, right? Learn your lessons. But I still recommend read Convict Conditioning and then try that first. Try a lot of body weight stuff first, and then if you think that that's not enough for you, then do other kinds of conditioning. But gymnasts do a ton of body weight stuff, and nobody thinks of a gymnast as a weak person. Did I have another point I wanted to make? Let's see here. The other point I wanted to make was, I think I'm out of points. So I'm going to end this video here. Nobody likes to hear just dead silence. I'm at 16, 17 minutes. I think I said what I wanted to say. Quit the gym, spend that money on Convict Conditioning, do your body weight exercise. I never missed a workout. It's easy to do at home, and it doesn't take very long. At the gym, you might feel like you need to be there for a long time, and you need to do 6 different sets with, you need to do 6 different stations just for your back, and it's like I haven't found that case to be the case with what I'm doing now. And I've not been nearly as sore after my workouts. My recoveries are quick, and I work out almost every day. There is a book called Squat Every Day that I recommend reading, just to kind of give yourself a different perspective on recovery. There is another book that I read, I can't remember the title too, but in addition to the Convict Conditioning bodyweight exercises, I've now also supplemented a couple other bodyweight style exercises, which is stuff that you would train that you don't train when you're doing the Convict Conditioning exercise. You're not really training this, but training for a fight. All right, so none of us wants to be. I certainly don't want to be in a fight, but I still train punches. I still do 3 rounds or 4 rounds, up to 6 rounds of 20 seconds of just freestyle throwing as many punches as I can. And then 20 seconds, I'm throwing as many punches as I can. 20 seconds, and I look up how to throw punches, so I'm trying to throw real accurate boxing style punches. 20 seconds of punches, 20 seconds of rest, 20 seconds of punches, 20 seconds of rest, and then just gradually building up that time. The first time I did it, after the first 20 seconds, I was completely exhausted. Totally exhausted. The second time I did it, far less exhausted. By the 3rd, 4th, 5th time I was doing that, I was going all the rounds, and I still felt like I had some energy. So it's, if you do randomly get into a scrap, you want to be confident in your ability to throw punches, hard punches, and not be completely winded after a few seconds. You'll be surprised how absolutely winded you will be if you've never done it before. The other thing is sprawls. There's a lot of different things that you can do for where you're just a mountain climber's sprawls, where the sprawl is you get down on your hands and you spread your feet out behind you, and then you kind of lower your hips to the floor, and then you kind of you stand back up. You do a bunch of those in a row, because if a sprawl is it's a, spread your legs as well. It's a move that you're going to end up doing if you're getting it, if you go from punching to like grappling, and you need to still have strength and mobility as you're getting closer to the ground. And then different like get-ups, different moves where you're practicing getting up from a prone position, stuff like that. So it seems silly, but I found those to be effective for not just physical confidence, well, for physical confidence, mental confidence as well. Because even though I don't have any training in fighting, if I'm also, if somebody randomly without training as well, tries to get me, I have a slightly better chance, slightly better, because I'm not going to be winded immediately, and I've developed enough just physical strength where muscle mass where I might not be knocked out instantly. I don't know. I mean, you never know. Like anybody can get knocked out one punch, and then you're done. But for me, it's been very helpful, and it's been a nice supplement to the bodyweight stuff I'm doing. I actually feel like I'm training my body, not just I'm going to the gym, I'm gonna do leg day today, or I'm gonna work on my bench press. I don't even know what I could bench right now, or squat, or deadlift. I don't do those things anymore, and I encourage you to, before you just throw yourself into the gym, read Convict Conditioning, do bodyweight stuff for at least 3 months, 6 months if you can. Hey, you're just getting back in shape anyway. Why not start from the very beginning and learn your body again? Learn your limits. Learn that you're not ready for the bench press if you can't do 50 wall push-ups, right? If you can't do 50 squats, full range of motion squats, you're not ready for the squat rack. All right, if you're not ready for the lat pull down if you can't even hold yourself on the bar, if you can't hold your body weight up. I mean, the very first level with Convict Conditioning for your back is to hold on to a door jamb. And you're just lifting yourself toward it. Like it's super easy, but when you do 50 of those, you feel a little bit depending on what condition you're already in. And then the next step of that is, like grabbing either the bottom of a table and pulling yourself towards it, where you're at this angle, and then, or I had used a bar. I put a bar in between two chairs, and then just from the floor was lifting myself up. You got to be able to do 30 of those, 3 sets of 30 of those before you move on to assisted pull-ups, where you're using the back of a chair and you're pulling yourself up. I'm on the full range of motion pull-ups now. I can do just a couple, but you don't want to stay stuck in one area for too long. You want to move. You want to graduate, because as he says in the book, like if you're just doing the same exercise, just keep increasing your reps and reps, you're just gaining, at one point, you're not gaining strength anymore. You're just gaining endurance. And so you want to, in order to keep getting stronger, you want to get to that next level that's more difficult, right? But until you get to all the most difficult levels of this, why bother? Why bother lifting weights? If you're doing one-handed handstand push-ups, so if you're able to push your whole body weight up just with one hand, then go ahead and go lift weights, all right? Go ahead and do your powerlifting or CrossFit or whatever. But if you can't do that, if you can't do one-handed push-ups, why bother bench pressing? Get yourself to the one-handed push-up, feet together. If you can do a bunch of those, no problem. Maybe you need the bench press in order to continue to get stronger. At that point, your joints should be strong enough to start to deal with that better. All right. I mean, I had hurt my rotator cuff because I was just increasing my bench press, and then, like an idiot, I did rotator cuff stuff before I did a bench press, which is a giant no-no. But I had never actually read it before. I had never heard about, you don't do the rotator cuff stuff before you do like a heavy bench press. And because I didn't understand, and I thought I did, but just because you know about exercises and you've been in the gym and you have lifted weights doesn't mean you know what you're doing. Last time I was in the gym, I saw so many people bending and twisting their spine in weird ways, and that's going to be a problem down the road. But a lot of those people, they were young, and I hardly see old people, and the old people are not doing stuff like that probably because they can't. And you just see people doing a lot of goofy things, that they're going to get injured down the road. I mean, usually the guys who are lifting the lightest weights in the weight room were the biggest, bulkiest dudes. So, what's the lesson there? Anyway, I'm going to end this video. I do have to get going. Do yourself a favor. Quit the gym. 2020. Quit the gym. Bye.